Welcome to the Noralta Lodge Health and Safety video for WHIMIS. WHIMIS is an internationally recognized information system that defines the appropriate usage, storage, and labeling of hazardous materials. WHIMIS stands for Workplace Hazardous Materials Information System. Improper use, handling, or exposure to hazardous materials can cause harm and health problems. These can include eye irritations leading to blindness, skin problems, difficulty breathing, and worse. Some exposures have caused long-term lung issues and, in the worst cases, even cancer. Some hazardous materials have been known to cause explosions, fires, or a host of other accidents if incorrectly used, handled, or stored. The purpose of WHIMIS is to promote a safer and healthier work environment here at Noralta Lodge. When hazardous materials are handled properly, everyone wins. The use of WHIMIS on the job site will reduce disease and injury through an information system that communicates health and safety details in a consistent manner. Understanding WHIMIS will reduce your exposure to hazardous materials. WHIMIS stands for Workplace Hazardous Material Information System. Workplace deals with all substances and products that are used in work environments. Hazardous materials are products considered to be dangerous because they may cause fires, explosions, or health problems. An information system is a means to provide important safety and product information about hazardous materials. Again, WHIMIS stands for Workplace Hazardous Materials Information System. WHIMIS was adopted in 1988 as a national system that would be implemented at the provincial level as occupational health and safety regulations and at the national level as federal legislation. The Workplace Hazardous Materials Information System is Canada's standard for national hazard communication. WHIMIS across Canada always shares the same focus. 1. Cautionary product labeling. 2. Material safety data sheets, or MSDS. And 3. Worker education programs like this. WHIMIS was adapted to provide a means for governing bodies to recognize the interests of industry, product suppliers, owners, employers like Noralta, and labor, employees just like you. What you will learn in this video. This video will teach you the 4 key aspects of WHIMIS. A. Knowing what hazardous materials are present in your workplace. B. Knowing how you can protect yourself from hazardous materials. C. Knowing how to refer to your MSDS sheet in the event of an incident involving chemicals. D. Learning how to find information quickly from a label if you need it. Following your Noralta Lodge WHIMIS safety video, you will understand and be quizzed on what WHIMIS is, how it is used, what the 6 classes of controlled products are, and the 8 hazard symbols. WHIMIS labels will alert workers and information about A. The product such as the brand name, B. The hazards involved with the use of the product, and C. The safe and precautionary measures for usage. There will also be reference to the MSDS on the label. The 2 types of WHIMIS labels are the supplier label and the workplace label. Other means of identification may be used where appropriate, such as warning signs, color codes, and placards. Suppliers must provide their supplier labels on containers of all controlled products sold or imported for use in the workplace. Manufacturers and distributors in Canada are required by law to put WHIMIS labels on their products. Supplier labels will show 7 types of information within the WHIMIS hatched borders. In Canada, the written information must be shown in both English and French. Supplier labels contain the following: product name, hazard symbols, risk phases, precautionary measures, first aid measures, supplier identifier, and reference to MSDS. Proper workplace labels are very important here at Noralta Lodge. We've developed a management system for labeling, and these labels are available from your supervisor. All of the workplace labels must contain the following information: the brand name of the product, the safe usage of the product. For example, use in a well-ventilated area, wear safety eyewear, and wear your protective gloves. The labels must also contain a reference to the MSDS. It remains to be said that in order for you to be safe on the job at Noralta Lodge, it's really important that your labels are legible and clearly understood. Do not reuse labels to save money. We can always afford to be safe. Do your part and replace damaged or ripped labels through your supervisor. Material Safety Data Sheets, or MSDS, are technical documents that provide detailed hazard and precautionary information about a given product. MSDS sheets are available in all departments and anywhere chemicals are stored at Noralta lodges and offices. WHIMIS-controlled products are classified by their hazard. These include 6 classes of hazards and 8 hazard symbols. Class A, compressed gas. Class A compressed gas hazards include products that are under pressure, such as butane, propane, acetylene, and fire extinguishers. Pressurized containers can be extremely dangerous if punctured, dropped, or exposed to heat. The reason is that the pressure can cause harmful shrapnel-type fragments to explode. Or in some cases, the container can powerfully shoot off like a rocket with tremendous force. The kinds of Class A compressed gas hazards that you might find on the job site include fire extinguishers, CO2 canisters, and propane tanks. Class B, flammable combustible materials. Class B are flammable and combustible substances that are capable of catching fire, such as acetone, isopropyl alcohol, and solvents. Class B substances are dangerous because they can ignite easily and can cause fires and explosions. Class B precautions include keeping away from open flames or sparks because they are ignition sources. They must also always be stored in proper flame-resistant cabinets when not in use. Class B examples that you might find on the job site include paint thinner, solvents, diesel and gasoline, and some aerosol sprays. Class C, oxidizers. Class C, oxidizers are products that cause or contribute to the combustion of other materials. These include hydrogen peroxide, sodium chlorate, and potassium nitrate. Class C oxidizers are dangerous because they provide fuel for fires and can cause explosions and can be difficult to control. Class C examples that are found on the job site include chlorine bleach, hydrogen peroxide, and nitrogen dioxide. Class D, poisonous and infectious materials. Class D1 risks include inhalation. Sodium cyanide is highly toxic and can be absorbed through the skin, while hydrogen sulfide can cause death when inhaled. Class D1 examples that you might find at a Noralta job site include carbon monoxide and sulfuric acid. Class D2, materials causing other toxic effects. Class D2 hazards include materials that can cause both immediate skin or eye irritation or long-term health problems in skin and lungs. Class D2 hazards have been known to cause birth defects, cancers of all sorts, problems with reproduction, lung allergies, organ failure, problems with cardiovascular or nervous systems, plus many more. Class D2 examples include mercury, lead, and cadmium. Class D3, biohazardous infectious material. Class D3 hazards are organisms or the toxins they produce that cause disease. Class D3 hazards include biohazardous infectious materials. Class D3 hazards are harmful microorganisms classified as risk groups 2, 3, or 4, as defined by the Medical Research Council of Canada. Class D3 hazards include organisms such as HIV, Ebola, and hepatitis B. Class E, corrosive materials. Class E corrosive materials are caustics or acids that cause severe burns to skin and other human tissues, such as eyes and lungs. They can include sodium hydroxide, bleach, and hydrochloric acid. Examples that you might find on the job site include ammonia, certain disinfectants, and drain cleaner. Class F. Dangerously reactive materials. Class F hazards include products that can undergo dangerous reactions when exposed to light, heat, shock, water, air, and others. Class F also includes products that react vigorously with water to release a toxic gas. Reactive materials in our food service and hospitality industry are usually the result of improperly mixing chemicals or cleaners. Never mix or combine chemicals unless trained to do so by your supervisor. If Mr. Clean works well and Windex works well, that does not mean that mixing them together will create a cleaner that works great. Mixing chemicals is unsafe and can cause a dangerous or even fatal reaction. In summary, the 6 classes of hazardous materials are: Class A, compressed gas; Class B, flammable or combustible materials; Class C, oxidizers; Class D, poisonous and infectious materials; Class E, corrosive materials; Class F, dangerously reactive materials. Now that you're familiar with hazards you will find on the job site here at Noralta Lodge, you will need to know how to protect yourself from hazardous materials. Number 1. To protect yourself and be safe, you must follow instructions found on the workplace and supplier labels. Number 2. You must follow the training given to you by your supervisor. If you're not sure how to use a product safely, you must ask your supervisor for further instructions prior to using the product. Number 3. You must always wear the appropriate personal protective equipment for the task you're doing and for the product you will be using. Number 4. In the event of an accident that requires first aid, you will need to refer to your MSDS sheet. MSDS sheets are kept current within 3 years and are located in every department where chemicals are stored. First aid information can be found on each MSDS sheet for each product used at Noralta Lodge. We hope that you've enjoyed the Noralta Health and Safety video about WHIMIS. Our goal in this video series is to provide information that will give you the tools to work safely here at Noralta Lodge.